Hello viewers, I'm Ron Grant coming to you live and direct from Tortola in the Virgin Islands. Thank you so much for your time, and you are watching 284 Media. We are once again today joined by Ms. Rose Chapman, who is the Principal Tutor in Financial Services Regulatory Compliance and Anti-Money Laundering Development at the Robert Matavius Institute. A number of things are taking place. A number of courses are available at and through the Robert Matavius Institute, and she is here to tell us all about it. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors. You're watching 284 Media.
The wait is over. CCT Fire is here. Experience ultra-fast downloads, seamless streaming, and even more reliable connectivity on an all-new fire-blazing super-fast CCT Fiber network. CCT Fire. Bring it home and upgrade today.
And thank you for sticking with us, viewers. Welcome back, Ms. Chapman. Welcome back to 284 Media. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
As mentioned before, but I would like us to reiterate for the general public, what is the role of the Robert Matavius Institute?
Yes, the Robert Matavius Institute provides financial services and business training for professionals here in the BVI. The aim is to have local people, islanders, belongers, residents, all qualified to enable them to take part in the financial services and business generally at a professional level. Of course, we know that financial services is a major pillar of the BVI economy, and employees need to be educated to international levels in order to be able to take on the more senior roles.
Wonderful. Now, what is your role as principal tutor within the financial services regulatory compliance and, of course, anti-money laundering development?
Okay, so the aim of my role here is to provide relevant training for BVI Islanders, belongers, residents in regulatory compliance so they are eligible to take on these roles. When professional and other roles are advertised here, they go to BVI Islanders and belongers first, and my aim is to have more BVI Islanders and belongers able to take on the more senior regulatory roles, and of course that's why I'm here and provide this training for them.
I'm really glad that you mentioned about the training aspect. How important would you say it is for Virgin Islanders to be comprehensively trained within these fields?
I think it's really essential. Being such a large pillar, an important pillar of the BVI economy, there is growth in that industry, there is opportunity within that industry for people to gain good professional roles that will enable them to support their families and enjoy their professional careers. I think it's really important to give opportunity by way of education.
Now, tell us about the levels of qualifications that you do teach.
Yes, so I teach levels 2, 4 and 6 qualifications, and they are these. So level 2 courses are introductory courses, and there is a course at the Robert Matavius Institute that has been developed here in the BVI as an introduction to compliance specifically focused on the BVI jurisdiction. So this is an introductory level course. It's 7 weeks long. There is an exam at the end of this course. It mixes the multiple choice questions, short answers, and a longer essay question. And the subjects covered are the BVI regulatory compliance and anti-money laundering regulatory framework for these islands. So it's specifically put in place and taught to inform people about what happens here, the regulatory system here. It does cover national and international global influences, know your customer, due diligence, who are these people we have at customers, and then what suspicious activity is, activities are. In addition to this, it introduces people to the role of compliance officer and money laundering reporting officer. So it enables people to see whether that sort of role would be of interest to them.
Wonderful. Now, I want you to break it down for us as it pertains to what exactly you need in order to be successful and pass these exams.
So in order to be successful and pass the exams, you really need to come in with a hunger for learning, and be keen to read the course manual, attend classes, of course. Now, in the classes that, all of the classes that I teach, they are geared specifically to providing students the information that they will need to actually pass the exams. So I don't have a standard set of course notes that come out the same no matter what the assignments are. They're specifically geared each time for those assignment questions because, of course, I am a tutor. That is what I do. That's the whole plot. So when you come into my classes, it's very important that you're willing to really absorb the information there and preferably have read the relevant sections of the course manual beforehand and be willing to carry out extra reading. Because in this way it gets very, very interesting, in my view, of course, very interesting, and therefore your willingness and keenness to learn is increased, I believe, during the course. And of course, at the end of it, you'll be better able to gain those marks. You do need a good sort of grasp of business English to be able to write in English pretty well. But that's a fundamental requirement of any professional service, of course. So yes, that and the willingness to learn are a very good start.
Beautiful. Now, we have come quite a long way as it pertains to financial services here in the Virgin Islands. It is, of course, one of our main economic pillars. When you look at the holistic course offerings, what would you say to persons who are interested, but perhaps a little bit apprehensive about signing up for one or any of these courses?
What I would say is that these courses at the RMI, they are designed to take students on a learning journey. So if you come in without any experience of financial services and take the Introduction to Compliance course, that provides a really good sound basis for your knowledge that you'll be able to use throughout all of the other courses. So I have students, by way of example, who started last year with the Introduction to Compliance, and some students went on to take the Advanced Certificate in Anti-Money Laundering, and now they're on the Diploma in Anti-Money Laundering. So within a very short space of time, they've been accelerated through the learning process. Now, these were people who didn't have any experience in financial services before, but another student who is in financial services learnt by doing the Introduction to Compliance that she knew quite a bit about compliance already and went straight in to the diploma class. Now, the diploma class is at the level of the last year of a bachelor's degree with honours. And the advanced certificates are at the first year of a degree. So if you go through the introduction, advanced certificate and the diploma, you're going from introductory level 2 to intermediate level 4 to advanced level 6, all in the space of, say, 12 to 14 months without having to leave the BVI, without having all of those costs and time and resources taken on travelling. You can do it all here.
Absolutely amazing. And Ms. Chapman, I have to ask you, how can persons who are interested in getting in contact with the Robert Matavius Institute to sign up for any of these courses, how can they get in contact with the organization?
They can get in contact with the organisation. It's all online, but if you'd like to contact myself, it's rchapman@hlscc.edu.vg. But online you'll get a lot of information. There's an information web address and telephone numbers too.
Wonderful. I have to ask about the collaboration between the Robert Matavius Institute and the H. Laverty-Style Community College. Of course, this is all in tandem with making sure that our financial services industry professionals are up to standard and up to par as it pertains to regulatory compliance, anti-money laundering, and so forth. But speak to the partnership in making sure that this was all a success.
Yes, it is indeed a partnership, and we're very happy to be part of HLSCC, of course. And we have the same intentions and the same aspirations actually, and that is to enable people to finish their education once they've been through school, to finish their education and launch into a career, to enable them to take on the more senior roles, to really know what it is that they need to do. In my case, of course, it's all financial services, but in those different roles as a launching pad. So I believe that the association of RMI with the HLSCC is a very beneficial one for both of us, both parties, and for our students too.
Wonderful. Ms. Chapman, I want to thank you so much once again for taking the time out and coming to our studio to really break down the offerings, the course offerings that are being held with the Robert Matavius Institute, of course, in collaboration with the H. Lavie Stout Community College as principal tutor. Thank you for clarifying and breaking it down. I do wish you much success, as well as the Institute, as you continue to do your best in making sure that professionals, financial services professionals throughout the Virgin Islands are comprehensively trained and up to standard as it pertains to, of course, the regulatory compliance and anti-money laundering. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Viewers, that's all the time we have today. We will see you a bit later. Bye-bye.